Hey fam, welcome back to Tari's Lifestyle and Vlog, and thank you so much for stopping by. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the re-entry ban for overstaying in the UK. So what kind of ban do you get if you've come to the UK on a visa and you've actually overstayed? Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we know that overstaying is one of the reasons why a number of people get re-entry ban, why a number of people get banned from coming back to the UK. Okay, but before I go on, my name is Tari, and on this channel we'll talk about UK visas and immigration. We'll talk about life in the UK, how to safely and successfully travel to the UK. We'll talk about how to navigate through life if you're an immigrant living in the UK. Now, if this sounds like something you're interested in, then please subscribe, turn on your bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my videos going forward. To my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, so like I said before, the overstaying in the UK is one of the major reasons why a lot of people get re-entry ban. I've made a video before about UK re-entry bans, which I'll link up here. And in that video, I went into more details about how many years you get and why you get a ban and all of that. Okay, but today we're just focusing on overstaying in the UK, and this video is because I actually got a question on one of my videos, actually two of my videos actually, on what happens to you if you have overstayed your visa in the UK. Okay, so that's the reason I'm doing this video. So really, when we say someone has overstayed in the UK, it means that they've stayed longer than they're allowed to on their visa. So when you get a visa, a UK visa, it usually tells you how long you are entitled to stay in the UK. For instance, you might get a 6 months visitor's visa, you might get a 1 year or 1.5 year student visa, you might get a 2 years visitor's visa. So whatever visa you get, as long as it is temporary, you have a time frame for that visa. You actually have a date on that visa that tells you that you're not allowed to stay after that visa has expired. Unfortunately, a number of people actually come to the UK, and even though they have a date on their visa, they overstay. Okay, and this can happen for a number of reasons. Okay, one of them could be that your visa has expired and you haven't checked. The Home Office is not going to check your visa for you. You have to be on top of it, check your visa and leave when you're expected to. Okay, so it could be that maybe you came to the UK on a sponsored visa, maybe a student visa that has been sponsored, or a work visa that has been sponsored, and your sponsor actually loses their license. When they do that, the Home Office needs to be made aware that this is what's happening, and you as a person that was on that sponsorship visa will be given a specific period of time, maybe 30 days, to either find yourself another sponsor or leave the country. Okay, so another reason could be because maybe you have a spouse visa and maybe you're married to someone and you got divorced, which happens, and the person reports to the Home Office. Your visa would also be revoked or curtailed, which means that you're no longer allowed to stay in the UK. They'll give you a length of time to find yourself another kind of visa or return to your home country. Okay, so these are some of the reasons why people overstay. But whatever happens, you should be checking your visa to know the dates. If they've given you extra time, maybe 1 month to find another visa or return, you need to be on top of it in order to avoid a re-entry ban. Okay, but the question here is, how long is the re-entry ban when it comes to a the UK if you have overstayed your visa? So this could be from 1 to 10 years. Okay, so a UK re-entry ban could be from 1 to 10 years, and giving someone a 10-year ban is actually not uncommon. Okay, so the UK can usually give someone a 10-year ban, and you must stay out of the UK for that 10 years before you are able to reapply. Okay, however, there are some circumstances in which you can actually reapply to the UK if you actually have not reached the 10 years. But like I said, 1 to 10 years, and it depends on a number of factors. We know that overstaying in the UK is an offense. Okay, it's an offense, and it's a criminal offense in the UK, among other offenses. For instance, coming to the UK illegally, or lying on your visa application. So these are some other reasons why you will get a UK re-entry ban. But like I said, we're focusing on overstaying today. Okay, so 1 year, depending on various factors. So one, depending on when you actually leave the UK, how you live. So are you living at your own expense, or are you living at the expense of the UK Home Office? And the third one is how soon you actually leave the UK. So you know that your visa has expired. Do you leave immediately? Do you leave in 30 days? Or do you leave after a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? And so it also depends on whether you leave the UK voluntarily or if you were forced to leave the UK. Okay, so if you leave the UK voluntarily within 30 days of your visa expiring, then you could get up to a 1 year ban. So you've gotten a letter from the Home Office, or maybe you've seen that your visa has expired, and within 30 days you leave the UK on your own, got your ticket and went back to your country, then you could get up to 1 year re-entry ban. You could get up to 2 to 5 years re-entry ban if you've left the UK voluntarily, but at the expense of the UK Home Office, the taxpayer. So you've gone to the Home Office has said to you, actually, you need to leave because your visa has expired, and you said, okay, you know what, I agree, I'm leaving. However, I have no money to buy tickets and all of that, other factors. You are putting the cost on the UK Home Office. In that case, even though you've decided to leave voluntarily, you could get up to 2 to 5 years re-entry ban. Okay, and the third one is up to 10 years. So you can get up to 10 years if you've been forcefully removed from the UK. So you know that your visa has expired, you refuse to leave voluntarily, the Home Office gets to you somehow, and you're forcefully removed from the UK at the taxpayers, i.e. the Home Office expense. You could get up to 10 years re-entry ban. So this is years are not set in stone. So, okay, there are so many other factors that could contribute to it. We know that it's a criminal offense. Maybe you've done 1 or 2 other things in the UK in that time frame, in that period of time. All those factors will be looked into when thinking about giving you another visa to come back to the UK. Like I said before, the fact that you've been given a UK re-entry ban does not mean that you cannot come back to the UK, or you cannot reapply to come back to the UK or to re-enter the UK. In some cases, you can actually appeal the decision of the UK Home Office. So sometimes when they give you, if you do apply and you get a decision, a rejection letter, they could tell you that you can appeal the decision. Sometimes they don't. If you've been given the opportunity to appeal the decision, then you can actually appeal it. Maybe you feel that they've given a wrong decision. Maybe they don't have all the information that made you to overstay. You also need to be able to prove that you've actually been in the UK as someone of good character. You want to make sure that you have as much information as possible for them to be able to overturn their decision. The fact that you appeal again does not necessarily mean that they would consider. They might reconsider, and sometimes they would not reconsider. Okay, but the most important thing is you need to be aware that overstaying in the UK is a criminal offense according to the law in the UK. According to it's an immigration offense. In the UK, it's in the law, it's in the immigration. If you go to the UK government website, you see it in there. People that are coming to the UK, even when you are applying for your visa, it'll ask you, are you coming to stay? Are you going back to your country? And all of that. So if you said you're going back to your country and you decide not to go back, it's an offense, it's an immigration offense, and that could affect you reapplying to come back to the UK. And even if you've come to the UK and you're wanting to maybe get settlement after some time, it could also affect your settlement, maybe your indefinite leave to remain or your British citizenship. A lot of factors could go wrong if you overstay in the UK. So my best advice is, if you come to the UK and your visa is expiring, then make sure you go back, and then you can reapply and come back if that's what you want to do. Okay, but if you don't do that, if you overstay, then you risk being banned from the UK for up to 10 years. Okay, I hope this video has been helpful. Like I said, it was a question on one of my videos. I hope it's been helpful. I hope this answers your question. If it has helped you, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video.